Hello, my friends, and welcome to Real Life with Brian. This is going to be a series of videos and a segment I'm going to call Sparring with Maher, which is referring to Bill Maher. And basically what this is going to be, it's going to be me doing reaction videos and responding to Bill Maher, mainly his new rules segment, but basically anything that he comes out with that's worthy of note. Mainly I'm doing this because, oddly enough, for conservative, I like Bill Maher. Because Bill Maher is willing to do something that many on the left and many on any political side isn't willing to do. And that is question their own. Now, more often than not, Bill ends up veering back into Leftberg just as he should take a straightaway into Sanity Town. But every once in a while, he'll stumble into a great point, and I give him credit for that when he's actually right about something. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch this new rule segment with Bill Maher. It's called Getting It in the Nuts. Is what his video is called. So we are going to review that now, and we're going to respond to it. So let's get started. Helps if I click on the right screen.
And finally, new rule, you can't call it a drought if it happens all the time. In a story I'm getting tired of reporting, California is running out of water.
Okay, that right there, let me explain that. California is running out of water because California doesn't know how to manage anything properly. Not its forests, not its rivers, not its reservoirs, nothing. California is running out of water because environmentalists will not allow them to collect the water that comes through rain, snow, runoff, liberals urinating in the forests, into reservoirs where it can be then disseminated and used to the benefit of everyone. They would rather sacrifice everything and everyone for the sake of a fish than to, do something smart and manage something properly. They can't do it. They can't do it. Their forests, they would rather let the old growth sit there, decay and die and build up loads and loads of fuel so that the first time a liberal flips his pot bud out the window, it sets the entire state on fire. Yeah. Clever. But see, Bill, most of the problem with California is the people who run it. The people you're for, the people you vote for, the people that have run the state for, 30 years? 40 years? The Democrats. Anyway, let's let him continue on with his point.
And this time, just when we started showering again. 19,000 acres of forest have already burned this year, and 72% of the entire West is in severe drought. Turns out hot girl summer is for reals.
All global warming, I'm sure.
The Bay Area was just placed under a water shortage emergency with mandatory restrictions. Except here's the thing, there isn't, even with the drought, really a water shortage problem. It's more a where the water is going problem. California agriculture accounts for 80% of our water use, even though California agriculture is less than 2% of our economy. We actually have enough water. We just give way too much of it to farmers who get their water subsidized by the government because we still act like it's 1890.
Wait, let me put this, let me get this right, Bill. The farmers get their water subsidized? So, how do you subsidize water, Bill? How do you subsidize farmers get subsidized? Water does not. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Have you talked to the farmers who've been put out of business because of a little goo-goo fish or whatever the hell it was called that they were worried about going endangered, and they let thousands of acres of orchard lands, vineyard lands, and multiple other types of crop production areas turn into a desert because of a little fish? It's like, you can't scoop some of them up and take them somewhere else where they can live? No? Oh, okay. We should really just destroy the entire, San Fernando Valley or wherever. I can't even tell you where that was, but water is not subsidized. And Bill, here's a crazy thought, Bill. California's economy is very diversified. Okay, I got you there. Yeah, you got all that tech and all that stuff. Also, California is one of the richest areas for growing foods in the world. It's one of the bread baskets of the world. It produces huge amounts of fruits, nuts, vegetables, things that cannot be grown in northern areas. I live in another state where we have a very limited growing season. We can't do what California can do, which hurts me to admit, quite honestly. But let's be honest. It's important. You say the water's important for people. Well, so's food, Bill. Food's important. Farmers are important. Coming from a farming background, yeah, it's real easy for you to sit there in a big city talking about how the farmers are the problem.
And farmers are small and independent when they're really mostly part of big ag.
Big ag? But they're still farmers, aren't they? They're still providing your food. They're still providing the gluten-free, sugar-free, plywood bread that you eat. Yeah. You look at this and you see big ag. You know what I see? I see a lot of people growing your food, Bill. That's what I see. I see a lot of people involved in the production of growing the stuff that you put in your pie hole every single day. And yeah, small farmers have died, and that's a sad thing. My family was small farmers, and we couldn't keep up with the machine costs. The economy changed. It's not the small farmers' fault. It's the fact that they just couldn't keep up. Big ag, you bastards. You grow our food, you cocksuckers. Jeez.
Old McDonald is now EIEIO Incorporated.
Oh, no.
And corporations get what they want in America. We have spent the last 2 decades in perpetual drought here, yet almond farmers in California have doubled in that time, despite the fact that almond production alone uses more water than all the humans and businesses in San Francisco and Los Angeles combined, even on days when your teenage son spends 2 hours showering.
What? We're growing almonds with the water we should be using to wash the shit off the sidewalks in San Francisco? Oh, no.
But
how about don't shit on the sidewalk?
look at this chart
Just saying.
of how much water it takes to grow different crops. Oranges, tomatoes, strawberries all take about 11 gallons to make 1 pound. Almonds, 1,900 gallons. That wasn't a problem back when it rained, but now there simply isn't a...
It doesn't rain anymore in California? Oh, that's weird. No, it's that the rainwater isn't collected and stored and then used wisely anymore. You flushed your reservoirs out. Your dams and reservoirs and stuff sit empty and unmaintained because of environmental policies enacted by the Democrats, Bill. That's what the problem is, not the water usage of the farmers. I'm sorry, I kind of like almonds. It's my favorite nut, and I want them to grow that stuff there because it's one of the best places in the world to grow almonds. And if people in California stop growing almonds, guess what happens, Bill? The price of almonds goes up because it's a huge almond producing area. Oh, but you should get to decide what farmers grow. You should get to decide who gets what in America, right? California government should get to tell farmers what you can and can't grow and how much water you can and can't use. I have a better idea. How about no? How about no, Bill?
enough water to go around, and we have to make a painful choice, getting it to the people or getting it in the nuts.
You can't have both. The Democrats say so.
And listen, I don't have some personal vendetta against almonds. They're just not more important than the entire ecosystem of California. So when I hear that our state...
the ecosystem that isn't maintained, isn't taking. I know I'm beating I'm beating this dead horse, but the problem is that that's the problem with California, is that they overregulate everything that they should leave alone, and then they leave alone everything that they should be regulating.
Grows 81% of the whole world's almonds.
Okay, he just admitted it. They grow 81% of the world's almonds. And so how much of that 2% that makes up California's economy is almonds, is the sale of almonds throughout the world? That 2%. Now, California is what, the 5th largest economy in the world? So that 2%, hey, Bill, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money when you're talking about the world's 5th largest economy. 2% of that is a lot. It's a lot, Bill. And I think it's bigger than that. I think agriculture in California, but I mean, when you're talking about big tech and technology and stuff, you gotta take into, see, that's what they're not telling you, what the percentages are, how much money 2% actually is. See, and that's what Bill does. Bill makes these good points, but he only does it because he's leaving out huge, vast amounts of information. He's not telling you the whole story. He's only giving you snippets to back up what his points are.
The world's thirstiest crop, while our reservoirs run dry and giant fires burn out of control. I have a few questions, starting with what the fuck? This is...
Good question, Bill. You should ask that of the Democrats in California. First, they'll just lie.
This is life and death, and almonds are just not crucial. No one has a T-shirt that says, "Don't talk to me till I had my almonds."
So coffee's crucial?
They're fine in salad.
No, see, here's the problem. Here's one of the problems. Is Bill, like so many people, doesn't understand the difference between needs and wants. Needs and wants. Food is a need. Taking a shower every single day is a want. Now, I want to do that too. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for showers. I really am. I'm for getting clean, but I'm also for eating. I'm also for getting food. Really.
Salads or in a gift basket for someone you don't really care about. And an almond joy is nice to have, but it's really just a Mounds bar with tits.
So take it away. Get rid of it. Don't say so.
There will still be almonds in the world, even if they're not grown in places that never get rain. If we can direct coal miners in West Virginia to another line of work because coal is killing us, we should be able to tell almond farmers, you can't grow almonds where they don't grow anymore.
But there's the problem, Bill. See, and this is what I mean. You shouldn't be able to tell coal miners to stop doing what they're doing. That's none of your damn business. And by the way, coal is what's powering the studio that you're sitting in, you dumb cunt. The lighting that's on you, all that power, everything that's going on. Yeah, you see, you flushed all your water away so the hydroelectric dams aren't doing it. And trust me, Bill, the wind turbines and the solar farms are not providing the power for your studio. It's coal, natural gas, and other fossil fuels. That's what's providing that, okay? Because the green energy is unreliable because it's not consistent. The wind doesn't always blow. The sun isn't always up 24 hours a day, but 24 hours a day, you can put more coal into a coal-fired plant. You can pump more natural, clean-burning natural gas into a natural gas plant 24 hours a day and maintain a level of power. It's asinine that people like Bill, who have elected idiots into their legislatures and into our national government, who think that they have the right to go tell people what they can do and what they can't do for a living. This isn't Russia, which you guys tell everybody is so bad because of Vladimir Putin. I mean, Vladimir Putin's terrible, right? But you act just like him. You want to create a state just like the one he's in charge of, Bill. Does that make any sense to you? You guys spent 4 years saying Russia controlled Trump. Well, who's controlling you? Because you sound a lot like Vladimir Putin.
Or bogarting the water. And because, you know, it's not like California doesn't know how to regulate. Oh,
Got that straight.
Oh, they know. They know. We are the most regulated state in the nation with more than 395,000 regulatory restrictions. It is a constant nightmare of inspectors and permits and fees.
And he has just told you he wants more of it. He wants those people that he doesn't like, that overregulate and create a nightmare for everybody, to go get the almond farmers. You know why? Because he's not an almond farmer. You can bet your butt if he was an almond farmer, he'd want those bastards as far away from him as possible. It's always great to send the government agencies and to send the bureaucrats out to attack the people that aren't you. But as long as you're getting what you want, screw the almond farmers. Pardon me. Right, Bill? Screw the almond farmers.
In this state, if you get to your car 10 seconds after the parking meter expires, it's already gone and you'll never see it again. California has rules about every nitpicky thing you can imagine. If you don't believe me, try parking in Santa Monica.
And he wants more. Just not on the things that are going to bug him.
Or starting a business, or getting your solar power hooked up. You can't fly a kite in a park in Beverly Hills, or ride a bicycle, or climb a tree. But for 30 years, Nestle took water out of the San Bernardino National Forest under a permit that expired in 1988. And Coca-Cola is somehow allowed to take water from municipal water supplies, stick it in bottles, and sell it back to the taxpayers who own the water to begin with. 395,000 regulations, but somehow...
Do they own the bottles? Do they own the plants that put the water in the bottles? That costs money, Bill. That costs money. You were just talking about people who want to create businesses. Oh, heaven forbid you want to start a business. But if you're Coca-Cola and you already own a business, bastards, you're making money, you cocksucker. You see, this is the problem with the liberal mindset, is that it absolutely makes no sense. They contradict themselves from one sentence to the next. And it sounds real clever until you start breaking it down. That's why I wanted to start doing this, is because until you start breaking down the gobbledygook, what he says kind of makes sense. Until you start breaking it down.
That slipped through the cracks. For a state that just loves to be up everybody's ass all the time, water management,
which he said he now wants that to happen to somebody else,
might be a better place to direct that instinct. I mean, where is the heavy hand of government when you need it? Californians can live without nuts. Just ask Caitlyn Jenner. But
if anybody else made that joke, he'd be pissed at him. He'd be pissed at him. And so would all of his liberal friends. You can't say that. No, you can, and you should.
But not water. California should stop thinking about how to get water on almonds and start thinking about how to get it on fires. It's basic logic that the more water we don't waste by giving it to Nestle or using it to grow trail mix, the more we will have for the important stuff. China would probably figure it out how to install a sprinkler system in the fire-prone areas, and they do it in 10 days.
We should be China. That's what he just said. We should be as good as China. You know, the place that has rounded up political refugees and has them in concentration camps right now. You know, like the one that was in the, province where Mulan was filmed by the Disney Corporation, who then thanked the concentration camp for their cooperation in making the movie. Yeah, we should be like China.
I wish we lived still in an era where the water flowed like water. I like green lawns and big fountains, and while I don't play golf, I always like golf courses because they keep douchey white people off the street.
And what he didn't say is it also keeps our first black president busy, who spent more time golfing than he did anything else. But it's just douchey white people like Tiger Woods and Barack Obama that go to golf courses.
But
that was a strike at Trump. He just forgot other people play golf too.
But global warming isn't in the future. It happened. And now I want government to deal with it.
Yeah, I want government to deal with global warming. We can't fix it because we didn't cause it, but the science is settled.
Comes to regulations, either go big or go home, or I'm going to find a new home. Because my house is one gender reveal party away from burning down while I'm asleep. California, I love you. I've been here a long time. I was a booster for you when it wasn't fashionable. I don't want to go. But I'm not going to breathe ash for the rest of my life.
Now, here's my question, Bill. When was that picture taken? When was that picture taken? I'll bet you that it hasn't looked like that in years. Oh, wait, except for last year when the entire state burned down because California doesn't manage their forests. And so one little teeny tiny fire burns the whole damn state down. I think it's God's way of saying, you guys suck.
You make me very happy, California, but I can be happy without you.
So that's my first critique. That one, I was a little harsher with Bill than I normally would be. More often than not, I find that I agree with some of what Bill's saying, especially when he's taking his own side to task and he's actually being honest. But in this one, he really wasn't. He really was not being honest at all, and it was just kind of sad. Hopefully these will be funnier in the future. This one really got under my skin, though, because it's just, he's attacking farmers. He's saying we have too much big government in California, but we need more big government to attack the almond farmers. We should be able to start businesses, but existing businesses should get the crap kicked out of them by the government because reasons. Because they bottled up water. Well, Nestle and Coca-Cola, they have plants and manufacturing all over the United States. It's not just happening in California. They didn't steal all your water. And by the way, he didn't tell you how many gallons Nestle took. Did he tell you that? How much they took? Because I'll bet you it was just for Californians. Because I, as a truck driver, I've picked up at Nestle water plants in Houston and all over the country. Trust me, they're not going to want to ship water from California to New York. Although some idiot broker would probably think that's a good idea. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you look with a critical eye when you're watching programs like this. Any program like this. Whether it's Bill Maher, Sean Hannity, whoever it is, look at what they're not telling you. Look at what they're not saying, and find the truth beneath the truth or behind the truth, because their truths usually aren't true. They're half-truths and they're slight truths and they're out-and-out lies or deceptions that just make their point look good. And I'm not going to let them get away with it anymore. I'm going to do this to Bill Maher, and I'm going to do it to other political pundits. Both sides. Because as I've said before, I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. I am sick and tired of their nonsense. They are so busy spinning the truth as they see it on their side that it all becomes lies. And I'm going to start calling them on it. It's nonsense. And I'm going to make fun of them and make jokes at their expense. Bill Maher makes jokes. I think I should make jokes about Bill Maher. So, but in this one, yeah, he was just dead wrong. Anyway, thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoy this. Let me know what you think in the comments, and whether you like this or not, whether you think this is a good idea, whether this is something you want to see, or this is something you don't. Anyway, thanks for being here. We'll talk to you next time. Bye now.